Today, we're going to be talking about Cutek Extreme Decking Oil. Cutek Extreme Decking Oil is fantastic for any of your exterior wood projects, decking, really anything that needs a little bit of extra protection. On its own, it does not provide UV protection. However, it is a fantastic product to resist any sort of exterior elements. Because it doesn't provide UV resistance, it will allow the wood to gray out. But if you add some pigment into the mix, that's what's going to give you that nice rich color to maintain your product and make it look good for a long, long time. So here is what it looks like as a raw product without any finish on it. This is mahogany. This has that clear without any pigment to it. And these 4 samples here all have a different pigment in them. And that pigment's going to add that UV protection like we talked about. So if you want your product to silver out or gray out like a lot of people do, the biggest issue that you run into is that when that happens, it's not protected and it's going to check and it's going to split and it's going to have faults and failures and it could fall apart. So by using a product like Cutek without its UV protection, and you want that to be there, you're still putting a barrier there to prevent the moisture from entering into the wood and causing problems like rot and other sorts of issues that you might encounter with it. But if you want that nice rich color, it's allowing you to do that too. Application of Cutek could not be easier. It's way easier than any other decking product I've ever used, and it's just incredibly easy to apply. So all that we need to do to apply Cutek is some finish, a brush, some PPE, and something to wipe it off afterwards. Okay, so we're going to use this red Balau mahogany, and we're going to take some of this finish and apply it. The key thing with a product like this is you want to make sure that you're applying very little. It is something that you can stretch and really push to apply. It's extremely thin. The base of it is actually mineral oil. Mineral oil is, as you may or may not know, one of the thinnest oils available to you. So it gets deep, deep, deep into the wood. Not hard at all to apply, but you want to kind of apply as little as possible. I try to push it as far as I possibly can because once the wood starts taking it in, it's going to penetrate that whole board. All right, so I've only dipped in there twice to do this whole end of the board. Okay, you can see my brush still has stuff on it. It may seem counterintuitive. This is not a film finish. We're not putting a film on the board. What we're doing is we're allowing the finish to penetrate into the wood. And that finish, when it's in there, is going to repel the moisture. It's going to repel all of the things that are trying to get inside. So this was just applied, and you can really see it starting to penetrate into the wood. Okay? On this piece here, I only finished 1/2. This is the only half that had oil applied to it. This half did not. The sides did, but the point being is that this section here was just on these faces, had nothing to do with the ends. So that oil has really seeped into this piece of wood all the way around. This side being still raw doesn't have much finish there, but it's really penetrated deep into that piece. So after you've applied it, it's usually a good idea to apply 2 or 3 coats, but you don't have a tackiness that occurs because it is a mineral oil-based product. It doesn't have gum rosins that are drying and curing. So it actually benefits from more heat. The hotter the better when you're applying it. But once you've applied it, you're going to wipe off any of the excess, and you're going to wipe on your cloth until there's nothing left to wipe off. And then you're done. It'll be protected. The wood will eventually soak up all that extra oil there, and you're going to have a well-protected deck or outdoor project. So as you can see here, I'll put a little bit of water on each of these, and it's resisting that water entering. Now, these were finished a few months back, and all this water is just running right off. Except on this one. This one doesn't have any finish on it, and you can see a huge difference in how well it performed. Not only does it protect well, and it's easy to apply, but it covers like crazy. This can will cover at minimum 150 square feet of coverage, and that is on an old, worn out deck. On my deck at home, I've got an Ipe deck This covers 800 square feet per gallon. Absolutely incredible. I have a 400 square foot deck. I literally went through half of it, but that was also doing chairs and benches and everything else at my house. So it really goes a long way. If you have any finishing questions regarding Cutek, definitely give us a call here at Highland Hardwoods. Don't forget to like and subscribe. More than happy to help you out with whatever you got.